Hello, YouTube. Excellent. Let me get Instagram and then just pull up Substack, which goes live on its own, if it works. It usually works. Hold on, Instagram. There we go. Instagram's going live. All right. Substack, pull up the page. And I already have TikTok ready. I've been very good today. Very good today. Let's see here. All right, there we go. All right. Oops. There it is. All right. Substack is there. Hello, two people on Substack. All right. Hello, guys. Yeah, TikTok. Here. I'm pretty good today. I'm pretty organized today, if I do say so myself. All right. There we go. All right. Hey, Amanda. All right. TikTok is flipped. Welcome, Yahoo Doris. Welcome, welcome. All right. That wasn't too bad today. Hey, Petruga. Привет. So anyway, welcome, guys. Woo. Yes. Still on my muscle relaxants. The doctor said I could try half a pill, so I'm going to try half a pill and see if it makes me less woozy. It just makes me kind of like, ha. I took a good nap today. I'll say that at least. Boy, like a good hour and a half, but it was like a good nap. Like kind of, I'm still not quite awake. I'm yawning talking about it, but it was a very good nap. Oh, don't have those very often. Alexa, lower the temperature 1 degree. We're still playing temperature games here. Temperature games here. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to speak. Anyway, welcome TikTokers, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. John Aravosis here. Talk about the latest news. We've got a decent, considering yesterday there wasn't a lot of news, there's a decent amount of news today. So we'll talk about that. Remember, Saturday is our coffee talk. So that's our hangout we do almost every weekend. I'm going to yawn at you. Almost every weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do a hangout for the monthly subscribers as a thank you. I created a special show on the weekend that's only for the monthly subscribers, so don't get too bent out of shape. Did NVIDIA go up again? I mean, I saw it was, I know it did well. Well, the video is funny because it did well the other night, and then, let me pull it up. Or NVIDIA did well the other day, and the markets didn't care, but now they care because they weren't caring too much. Holy shit, almost 9% today? Holy crap. Oh my God. That's hilarious because the returns were great the other night. Not the returns, the what do you call it? When they tell you how the stock did in the last quarter. They were great the other night, and all the stories were about how the market is still taking it like, because everyone's worried about AI. Well, it went up 9% today. Woo-woo! I do invest in NVIDIA. Several years ago, thank God. Wow, 9%. That's pretty freaking cool. Wow. I do have the dino shirt today, Jens, yes. Actually, the dino shirt was kind of fun. I brought it to the quarterly report. Thank you, kind-hearted. I wore this to Arizona, and it was kind of fun because the nephew's kids were very into it. So now I'm thinking I may have to buy dino shirts for Christmas. Go to Amazon and get like the right sizes. Because they were like, oh, is this dino big? Which is the biggest? All of a sudden they were getting into it, and I was like, oh, I didn't prepare for this one. like knowing all the dinos on my shirts for the grandnephews, you know. Anyway, very funny. Anyway, all right, so welcome everybody. Yeah, so John Aravosis is here with the Aravosis Report. We talk about the latest news, you know, from Washington, D.C. Kind of a cloudy, rainy day, which really sucks because depending where you are, we are getting a lunar eclipse, at least in North America tonight. I'm a little annoyed, frankly, because D.C. is supposed to be rainy and cloudy. East Coast is supposed to get the entire eclipse. West Coast will get part of it. The full eclipse, or whatever, the peak will be at around 12:13 a.m. Eastern time. So 11:13 p.m. Central Time tonight, and 9:13 p.m. Mountain Time, not Mountain Time, California time, whatever the hell that's called, Pacific or whatever. So if you're in any part of the country that doesn't have clouds, you should go out and look at the eclipse. I'm really bummed because it's supposed to be rainy and cloudy here, so it's like, Anyway, yes, so YouTubers, yes, there are 2 streams we now have on YouTube. YouTube came up with something new where they've now got a vertical like TikTok and a horizontal like normal YouTube. So I stream on both, whatever. It's confusing, but it's, it is what it is. The interesting thing is YouTube is clearly pushing the horizontal streams. My horizontal streams, the vertical streams, my new vertical streams are getting like 7 to 10 times the traffic of the horizontal ones. It's crazy. I mean, like it's significantly more traffic because they're clearly pushing it. So anybody who streams on YouTube, you might want to think about it. There's, like I said, this gets a lot more traffic. So for whatever reason, a lot more crazy people, I will say that, as our mods have pointed out, But how do you determine which stream you get? That I don't know. I don't know about that. That's a good question. I don't know. My guess is whichever one gets notified to you and you click it, that's how it works. But maybe some people like it this way. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how to find, actually, the way you find the other stream, just look at my name, click it. It takes you to my homepage on YouTube and look for the other stream, right? So anyway, you got notifications for both? Okay, that makes it easier. Yeah. Anyway, so welcome everybody. Let's talk about the news. As always, keep the gifts coming. It sounds like I'm saying keep the gifts coming. Keep the memes coming. No, keep the gifts coming. They are much appreciated on TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else. With no further ado, let's get rolling. So pull up my notes. We're in second here. All right. Pull up me notes. So Trump today, we have to talk. First of all, I got to remind people, in 2 weeks, we have David Pakman coming on the show to talk about his new book. David, as you know, is a very well-known, very effective, I've always admired him, online news. I have to ask him what he says he does for a living. I have a hard time when people ask me, so what do you do for a living? And I'm like, you don't want to say, I'm an influencer, because I think that just sounds obnoxious. But I don't know what the hell to call what I do for a living. And somebody remind me to ask David about that when he comes on the show. But he's got a new book out, so David's going to talk about his book. David Pakman, he's great, really interesting guy, very influential as well. I've had him on my podcast when I had a podcast several years ago. I mean, I guess you could say I am a journalist, online journalist. But a content creator, I think, sounds weird too. I think content creator sounds like influencer. I'm a content creator. I don't know. It just sounds, I don't know. Like I said, even the fact that you're all coming up with different names for it, it's weird. Because, I mean, I have been a journalist in the past. I don't think of myself as totally journalist right now. And I've written for The Economist. I've been a journalist. But there are aspects to journalism of what I do because I make content, but I make specifically news content to help people understand the news. That is journalism. It's also politics. It's a weird, yeah, I'm a newscaster. I get maybe online newscaster. Yeah, I don't know. Amanda goes, journalist for the digital frontier. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I mean, but anyway, it's a funny thing. Political journalist. The only thing is, here's the thing. Political journalist doesn't quite explain what the job is either. Because I think when you say political journalist, people don't understand that you mean, like, I produce news content on TikTok and YouTube, for example, is what I'll tell people when they don't understand what I do. That's different than just being a journalist. I think when you say you're a journalist, they don't think that. And when you say I have a news show on TikTok and YouTube, they go, oh, that's really interesting. Like, that's different, right? It's a different kind of, anyway, you get my problem. I think some of the descriptions sound goofy. Like I said, I'm an online influencer. I feel like it sounds like I give fashion tips or something, right? I mean, Collectus says, I refer to you as the gay political lawyer journalist that tells me the news. That's pretty much the problem, yeah. Yeah, like you've got to come up with too many, it's totally corny, yeah. I mean, influencer also sounds like something that somebody else should call you. Thank you, son. Oh, that's a cool gift. I've not seen that one before. Hug it better. That's cute. And I give baking tips too, as Heather said. That's true. Yes, I'm an online content creator who gives baking tips from time to time. Yes. Anyway, all right. What else we got in the news? So Trump today. I hate talking about it, but I also think it's important to talk about it. I know moms are hard to explain. Oh, mom, forget. I could never explain it. Well, mom. The good thing with mom is mom liked to watch the show. So once she started watching my show, she finally understood what I did for a living. And she liked watching. What's nice about this, at least for moms out there, anybody whose kids do this, it let my mom watch me every night, and then she felt like she was here with me. What annoyed me, though, my mom would call and criticize. Like, you said this during the show, and I would just be like, oh, God. Like, please don't do this to me. Anyway. So Trump today. Alexa, lower the temperature 1 degree. Trump today. We have to talk about it because he's an idiot. He's the president of the United States. Trump now renamed Lake Ontario to be Lake America. I think it's important to talk about, thank you, Heather, because it's immature and it's unworthy of the United States and it's unworthy of the president. As always, Trump is acting like a 10 or 12-year-old boy. He's acting like a child, right? Like, I'm mad at Canada for trade, even though he's not mad at Canada for trade because the trade stuff he's saying exists with Canada are all lies. Like, we don't have massive tariffs with Canada. It's a lie. And so, therefore, I'm going to rename the lake. Oh, okay, Donnie. Again, knowing that the lake's going to be renamed. First of all, he can't rename lakes. We're going to spend a lot of money renaming the damn lake, and then Democrats are just going to put the name back to normal anyway. I mean, the list of things. Somebody better be keeping a list of all the crazy-ass, immature shit this man has done that we're going to have to undo when he leaves this place. It's just so, again, people should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed about this. It's anyway. What else we got? Postal Service. So the Postal Service mail-in voting regulations are now in effect. There have a number of lawsuits have been, issued. So that's good. We'll see what happens next. I was going to say that alien, and then I thought that might sound a little weird. So he just needs to leave the White House. That will be sufficient for us to change the name. Honestly, I was thinking we ought to just rename Lake Ontario Lake Natalie after the First Lady. Did you see her today? Oh my God, there's video of her today. Natalie is the White House aide who's blonde and beautiful and 35 years old and hangs out all the time with Donald Trump when she's not writing long letters to him about how much he means to her. Long, deep, emotional letters. We read 2 the other day. They were lovely. Somebody was sending a video today of her, and she's wearing this, I think it's green or blue dress. Everyone else is wearing like gray. Natalie's wearing this like green or blue dress, and it is skin tight. This dress looks like she painted it on. Now, she's got the body that she can wear a skin tight dress. All I'm saying is, with all the stories going on lately, I'm not sure she should be bringing that kind of attention to herself wearing skin-tight dresses around the President of the United States. I think it looked totally inappropriate. It looked completely inappropriate, especially because of the rumors and the talk. Whether the rumors and the talk are true or not, whether the substance of the rumors are true or not, politically, you have to deal with things that look bad. And this looks bad. And she's making it look worse. So, anyway, what do you do? What else we got? So, Associated Press. This is interesting. Listen to this. The U.S. military is experiencing a beyond critical shortage of advanced missile interceptors in Europe, largely driven by President Trump's war with Iran. A U.S. defense official in Europe and a NATO official told the Associated Press, raising concerns about vulnerabilities in NATO countries to a potential Russian attack. The U.S. defense official said the most concerning shortfall involves Patriot missile interceptors, which can shoot down Russia's high-speed ballistic missiles. The NATO official confirmed the low inventories of Patriots among American and NATO forces in Europe. Both spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive matters. In the event of a Russian ballistic missile assault on, for example, a military headquarters or power plant, NATO could be in a similar position to Patriot-starved Ukraine and be forced to take punch after punch in the mouth, a U.S. defense official said. In Europe, the American military definitely does not have enough Patriots to stop any possible sustained ballistic missile attack and would have very limited capacity to defend against a single ballistic missile strike or a stray Russian missile that goes off course. And the article makes clear, and the U.S. defense officials make clear, the reason the U.S. has a beyond critical shortage of Patriot missiles is Donald Trump's failed war in Iran. It is not the war in Ukraine. It's what Trump did in Iran. He wasted our weapons. I mean, we've said it before, and we need to keep saying it. There are consequences for electing somebody who's an idiot. There are consequences. We've elected a man who is incompetent. We've elected a man who's a child. We've elected a man who clearly is not very intelligent. And this is what happens, is he does things like he gets us into wars that we don't win, that we lose, and that we waste too much money, too many weapons, and too many American lives. And he's now put us in a dangerous position internationally, also vis-a-vis China as well, which we're very concerned about a possible conflict with China in the next few years over Taiwan. And if the U.S. isn't prepared for it because Donald Trump decided to use all our weapons on a war of opportunity with Iran that wasn't necessary and that he lost, that would be a big deal. Yeah. Alexa, raise the temperature 1 degree. Again, temperature is just... Thank you. What else we got? Oh, Trump posted a meme of himself today. So this was kind of funny. Trump posted a meme of himself. He voted for such an idiot. He posted a meme of himself claiming that mission accomplished in Iran. And he put this big thing that said mission accomplished. Because he's such a freaking idiot, he has no idea that mission accomplished is a reference to George Bush with the Iraq War, the second Iraq War, the bad one. Mission accomplished was because Bush got up there in, God, when was it? Thank you, Dave. I forget when it was exactly. Could mission accomplished have been as early as 2003? When was mission accomplished day? Alexa, what date did President George Bush hold his mission accomplished speech on the aircraft carrier? May 1st, 2003. No, thank you. 2003, Bush. This was the beginning of the war that went on for practically 20 years, right? And Trump puts a picture of himself and puts the phrase mission accomplished. I mean, he's just an idiot. It boggles my mind how dumb he is. And this is what I've said about it. He always talks about low intelligence people and it's a low IQ. And you're like, there's a reason he's so fixated on people who have low IQ or claiming people have low IQ. It's called deflection. Because he knows. Not the smartest bulb there. So anyway, he put up a thing that said mission accomplished today. And now the thing too is, and I've said this before, he lies and he gets away with lying. He's going to try to win this war through lies. And he thinks that, he knows we've lost the war. He lost the war with Iran. And he thinks if he can only tell people, oh, the war's over, we won, that people will believe him. Now, I mean, his people, thank you, Blue, his people do believe these kind of crazy things. The problem is war is kind of like inflation. Remember, Trump also claimed he beat inflation too. Prices keep going up. He keeps not doing anything about it. And wars are kind of the same way. Like either the Strait of Hormuz is open or it's not. Either Iran's nuclear program is destroyed or it's not. You can't lie your way out of it because eventually facts will catch up with us. By the way, the first time he lied, remember last year? Last year, Trump bombed Iran and got very upset. And the White House still has the press release up. It's a lie. It's fake news that Iran's nuclear capability has not been totally destroyed and will never come back. And the Defense Department said, well, actually, it looks like Donald Trump set Iran's nuclear capability back 3 months. And Trump freaked out. Remember that all the administration officials had to go, no, it was all destroyed. It's never coming back. And then a year later, Trump had to declare war on them to get rid of their nuclear capability that the year before he told us was, not even the year, it was like 9 months before, he told us was permanently destroyed and was never coming back. He lied. And this is why the lies matter. Because like war, you can lie about a war and you can lie about us winning, but then next year, Iran starts being evil again, and what do? inflation. You can lie about beating inflation. Thank you, Tracy, for the gift on TikTok. Obliterated, was that the word? Obliterated? You can lie about beating inflation, but then prices keep going up. And people go, well, you know, I've got Trump telling me there's no inflation, and then I've got the prices at the grocery store. Well, guess which one you're going to believe? You're going to believe your wallet, right? Anyway, this is our man. U.S. munitions in the Middle East are worrying Asian allies and frustrating Pentagon officials overseeing the Indo-Pacific, who feared that the war with Iran could undermine U.S. readiness for a conflict with China. So now U.S. defense officials are worried about us being unready to defend ourselves against Russia and not ready to defend ourselves against China, thanks to Donald Trump. Thank you, Addie. Keep the gifts coming, guys. What else we got? Oh, Financial Times. This was funny. This was one of those face-eating leopards thing. Oh, Diana. Ooh. Very cool bull or water. I was calling him a bull. Water buffalo gift. Thank you for that. That's a very nice one. Thank you. I'd not seen that's a new one. I've not seen that one before. Thank you. A bull. He kind of looks like a bull, though. Let's face it. So, Financial Times. Farmers in America's Corn Belt. Thank you, Heather and M Stamp. Farmers in America's Corn Belt say they are facing their worst crisis in 40 years. Thank you, Cricket. As an explosion in diesel fuel and fertilizer costs. Thank you, Sadie. Triggered by Donald Trump's Iran war, pushes grain producers to the brink. So Trump's war has caused diesel fuel prices and fertilizer prices, which I Googled this at one point. Fertilizer based on, it's based on, I'm already forgetting what it is. What is it? Fertilizer. It's based on, potash. It's not just potash. It's based on a fossil fuel as well. It's based on fossil fuels as well. And I'm forgetting, I Googled kind of how it worked. Is it nitrogen? But nitrogen somehow is related to the fossil fuels. Urea, maybe urea. I think urea might be what I'm thinking of. But it's something related to fossil fuels. And therefore, the war with Iran has made the price of fertilizer go up too. Yep. So in any case, but I'm going to read this again. Financial Times. Farmers in America's Corn Belt say they are facing their worst crisis in 40 years as an explosion in diesel and fertilizer costs triggered by Donald Trump's Iran war pushes grain producers to the brink. They voted for him, and they're now in their worst economic crisis in 40 years because of what Trump did in Iran. Again, not only do elections have consequences, but wars and actions, thank you, Joy, have consequences. This man's not very bright. He's doing stupid things as president, and his war just basically pushed a bunch of farmers, close to bankruptcy. Oh, well. What else we got here? Greg Bovino. Here's another. Greg Bovino. Remember Greg Bovino? Greg Bovino's the guy that likes to wear the jacket that looks like German World War II jacket. And he was the ICE guy who got fired when he was too much for Trump. Bovino with the short haircut. Bovino is complaining that Trump has canceled his security because he had security because he was worried people were going to try to get even with him. Thank you, Aileen. And Bovino, his security got canceled, and he thinks people in the Trump administration are trying to kill him now for I don't know what reason. But again, you're kind of looking at this going, hey, Jens, you're kind of looking at this going like, oh, you just figured out the Trump people are kind of bad players. What a surprise. National Public Radio. This was an interesting story I read today. National Public Radio reports that National Guard members are speaking out about their feelings of humiliation and frustration being involved in Trump's year-long federal takeover of D.C. Quote, I will say very frankly that the bad taste that this mission left in my mouth, it actually embarrasses me to be involved in any way, said one National Guardsman. Another one said, I don't want to think about the National Guard. I don't want to necessarily discuss my affiliation with the National Guard. I don't want to fulfill my normal National Guard duties just because of the abuses of the National Guard and the D.C. mission. I was walking today back from doctor's appointment, and DuPont Circle, popular circle in D.C., park, very safe during the day. Nighttime, different, but during the day, very safe. And of course, there were 3 National Guardsmen in the park, of course. Now, during the day, like at noon, it's totally safe. We don't need National Guardsmen. Yasu Helen, we don't need National Guardsmen. Well, the funny part, this was crazy. They were like at attention patrolling the park. They were standing together, but they were standing with 3 of them with their backs to each other so they could see the entire park. And they, like, imagine, you know, one is like this, one is like this, and one is like this. So all 3 of their backs are to each other. So they're looking 360 at the entire park in case there are criminal elements. I mean, I almost started laughing. Again, I don't blame these guys, but like, there are no criminal elements in DuPont Circle at noon doing any crimes. There aren't. The notion of you standing like you're in, you know, Kabul or somewhere, you know, I'm forgetting all the names of the places, right? You know, that you've got to stand back to back to make sure none of the terrorists can sneak up on you was like, it was just a bit silly. Like, I'm almost kind of feeling sorry for them, except that I'm a little worried, you know, I'm a little worried because the militarization of our democracy and our cities isn't something we should overlook just because you feel bad for the guys who are doing it. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was ridiculous. What else we got? Oh, this was interesting too. So remember we had that kind of near miss with Air Force One, or not Marine One, the president's helicopter and a civilian jet a couple weeks ago? They're now saying, New York Times, that construction at the White House may have contributed to the incident. According to a report, work to build a new ballroom at the White House forced officials to move the helicopter's takeoff location temporarily from the south lawn to the ellipse. So they had to move it further away from the White House. But the new location may have been less optimal for communicating with air traffic controllers. Technicians conducted a coverage analysis and determined that there was not adequate line of sight to ensure communications. Bottom line is, communications got garbled, and the president's helicopter got a little too close to a near miss with a civilian jet, all because Trump wanted his little ballroom. Oh, well, what else we got? Wall Street Journal. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So we've got competing stories out today about why the CIA director went to Moscow. Now, originally yesterday, Trump denied it. Trump said, oh, it was nothing important. It was just a regular visit, nothing important. He didn't warn about anything. And we're like, okay, whatever, liar, right? The New York Times comes out and says, Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal comes out and says, let me just read this to you. The surprise visit by the CIA director to Moscow was to deliver a warning to Russia not to attack NATO countries. Okay? That's the Wall Street Journal. The New York Times says the CIA director made a secretive visit to privately share his bleak assessment of the state of the Russian war against Ukraine and to urge the Russians to cut a deal before their military and economic situation gets worse. What people think is going on is our CIA director did both. He went to warn Russia about attacking NATO because there's been concerns about that. And he went to warn Russia to basically try to get the message to Putin that your situation is much more dire than you think. The U.S. thinks that basically Putin's intelligence people are afraid to tell him the truth. And therefore, Putin isn't really getting an honest assessment. And I don't know why they would think this, but they think maybe Putin would believe the U.S. CIA. Like, why wouldn't Putin think the CIA would lie to him? I don't quite understand this, but whatever. So they think that the CIA director actually did both things. He warned Putin about attacking NATO. He also, he didn't meet with Putin, but he warned the Russians about attacking NATO, and he warned the Russians about just how bad things were in the war in Ukraine. And Trump, because Trump had already said, oh, they didn't talk about anything, nothing important. Oh, thank you, Pingu, for the cow. That because Trump said they didn't tell about anything, they had to put out this other story saying, oh, yeah, he was just talking about the war and stuff because Trump had to cover his ass because he lied, basically. Surprise. Guardian. Oh, yeah. So RFK Jr. may have lied to Congress. Surprise. During his confirmation hearings. Surprise. Guardian. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. appears to have lied during congressional hearings last year. Newly obtained documents show that Kennedy lied to lawmakers last year about the intent of his 2019 visit to Samoa. In the hearings ahead of his confirmation, Kennedy, a longtime anti-vaccine crusader, told lawmakers that his trip to the island had nothing to do with vaccines. But the newly uncovered documents undermined that testimony, including one in which Kennedy told the Samoan prime minister that he wanted to study vaccination on the island. Kennedy's visit came months ahead of a measles outbreak on the island that killed more than 80 people, of course. Shingles vaccine. I saw this story today. I thought this story was out there earlier. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I thought the shingles vaccine linked to lower risk of heart attack and stroke. But I saw the story today, but I think we talked about this before. Because I know the news came out a couple months ago about the shingles vaccine basically having a lot of other benefits. Because we talked about the fact that, actually, I think we talked about the fact that the first vaccine, the first shot wasn't so bad, and the second shot really knocks you out. Yeah, we did. I think we heard about this before, Ash, too. Yeah. Oh, maybe lowering dementia. Oh, you might be right about that. It might have been lowering dementia was the earlier story. That's interesting. No, I think you might be right about that, Cloudbuster. That earlier the reports were it was other stuff that let's just take a look. Hold on. We can ask boyfriend. Not that we trust boyfriend entirely, but we can ask. So there was an article out today about the shingles vaccine having other benefits, and I wasn't quite clear if that was an old article or whether, like previously, were they saying it could potentially lower chances of getting dementia and there was something else today, or what?
Recent research suggests that getting the shingles vaccine might reduce the risk of dementia. A 2024 study found that those vaccinated with Shingrix had a 17% longer dementia-free time, while another found a 24% lower dementia diagnosis.
Okay, there was another story today about heart and something else. So it was dementia.
There's new research suggesting the shingles vaccine might also benefit heart health. A large South Korean study found a 23% lower risk of cardiovascular events like stroke and heart disease after vaccination. And a U.S. study showed up to 46% lower risk of major cardiac events in people with heart disease. The idea is that preventing the shingles virus may reduce inflammation in blood vessels. While promising, these are observational studies. So
okay, interesting. Very interesting. Right, so no guarantees, but still very interesting. Wow. Yeah, I got shingles. Not fun. Not fun at all. One of the worst things you can ever get. Because the problem with shingles is, anybody who's had it can tell you, it's nerve pain. The pain is your nerve endings. Regular medicine doesn't get rid of the pain. I'd asked the doctor. The doctor was like, it's your nerves. Like, over the counter, even prescription medicines, he said, I would have to give you stuff so strong, thank you, Linda, that it would knock you out all day. The pain feels like, to me, I had it on my back, like this. It felt like there was a permanent knife in my back. That's what it feels like. There was a knife. Now, it wasn't excruciating, but it was, maybe I could compare it to if you just had surgery. The feeling of the wound that day as soon as the anesthesia wears off, where literally you feel like somebody cut you. Horrible feeling. I asked the doctor, and he said, well, other people have it much worse. It can be really big. It can be on your face. It can be in your eye. And then you have real problems if it's in your eye. And I said, well, when will it go away? And he said, if you're lucky, you should only have it for about 2 months. And I was like, 2 months? He goes, but you could have the pain for a year, or the pain may never go away. I was like, you're kidding me. Yeah, that's the thing with shingles. It is not only a horrific pain, but shingles, exactly, but it doesn't always go away. And as I said, the pain feels like a knife. It's horrible. It's absolutely 8 weeks. That's what I had it too. Yeah, it's horrible. Now, the one thing I would compare it to, if you remember, chickenpox. I got chickenpox when I was 16, so I remember chickenpox very well. The chickenpox sores, in my case, I don't know when throughout the illness, but at some point, the sores themselves hurt. I remember them hurting, and they felt just like that. They felt, each little sore felt like a little bit of a knife in my skin. That's all I could compare it to. It's the exact same pain. Exactly. Robert said the same thing. It is the exact same pain I had with chickenpox. Again, doesn't mean, I don't know whether other people who get chickenpox had pain. I did. It's that feeling. It's that feeling exactly. Very bad stuff. Well, same virus, that I know. Yeah. Oh no, it's the same virus. The chickenpox virus gives you shingles. So anyway, I am a huge fan, but the vaccine is pretty heavy dose in the sense that a lot of people, the second dose, but many people right here said the first dose can make you feel very sick, like a bad flu is what I remember. I remember feeling 2 or 3 days of a bad flu, but again, I've had shingles. 2 or 3 days of a bad flu I would take in exchange for shingles for 2 months or my whole life. Ooh, very bad. Yeah. Anyway, just noting, I think the age now might be 50. Is it 45 or 50? Maybe did they lower it to 45? I'm forgetting. It's either 50. I think. Is it 50 or 45? I'm forgetting now. I think it's 50. They lowered something else to 45, though. Was it colonoscopies or something? What did they lower to 45? Was it something else got lowered to 45? I can't remember what it was. Colonoscopies. Oh, it was colonoscopies. Okay, yeah. And shingles, because shingles, I was like just over 50, and I was 50 in 6 months, and I mentioned to my doctor, this shingles thing, should I get the vaccine just to be safe? And he goes, no, it's not recommended until you're 55 or 60 or something, or 60, whatever it was. And he goes, and the chances of getting it, I was like, okay. 6 months later, I got it. I was so pissed off. I'm like, are you kidding me? It wasn't his fault. Shingles is starting at 50. Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. Michael says men high risk of colon cancer should get a colonoscopy at 40, women at 50. Yeah. No, very scary stuff. Oh, you did today? Oh, good for you, Michael. A friend of mine had his colonoscopy today. Woo! All good? That's good. Yeah, colonoscopies are no big deal. It's funny. I think that people get so worried about the prep. The prep now, if you're lucky, I don't know, Michael, what you had. If you're lucky, there's a new pill you can take instead of the horrible. You have to take these horrible drinks that empty you out. They're horrible. They're truly horrible. The pill, I started taking the pill when I was on the phone with you. When I was on the show with you guys, you literally take like 2 pills every half hour, and it was like, and it's with water, nothing. It was totally fine. Cologuard is interesting, yeah, and people are doing Cologuard now too, which is you kind of poop and send in your poop. The issue I had read was a couple different things. Cologuard will not necessarily find polyps, I think is the concern. I thought it had a less of a chance of finding colon cancer as well, but I think it won't find polyps. It's not bad. The other problem was, at least at one point, I don't know anymore, at one point, insurance was playing games where they were either letting you get a colonoscopy or Cologuard, but if you got Cologuard and it said you needed a colonoscopy, they wouldn't pay for the colonoscopy because they said, oh, you blew your shot getting the Cologuard, which was so obnoxious. But that may have changed now. I think Obamacare may have addressed that. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, it can't find everything, but I would much rather use it if it were safe. I mean, we don't have a history of it in my family, but then again, I think I've got like one more colonoscopy and that's it. So, they're horrible, but at least it's not the end. It's really, the colonoscopy itself, you go to sleep. People avoid them because they think they're so bad. You literally go to sleep. You drink some pills with water, and then the next day you go to sleep for an hour. It's like, okay, it's not the biggest deal. At 30 you had a polyp. That's wild. It is very convenient though, the Cologuard thing. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, what else we got? What else? It's a nice little nap. Exactly. Let me see. There's only like another news story or two, I think. Let me see. What else did I have here? Oh God, I was going to show you this picture. So the White House, I mean, again, everything with this guy, he's such an idiot. So the White House posts this picture that they stole off of some guy. This is a real picture, real photographer up in Canada, I think. And it shows a bald eagle with a Canadian snow goose or whatever. And the bald eagle is a symbol of America. The snow goose or whatever, I don't know if it's a symbol of Canada, but we think of it as Canada, right? And the eagle is beating the goose. Not exactly what happened. Hold on, I've got a picture. The guy, here we go. The guy who took the picture, MS or Sekira Photography, I'm not going to get his name right, but I want to show you so you can see who he is. All right. He did a series of these. He saw a goose fighting with a bald eagle, and he took a series of photos. He posted them on Instagram and some other places. But I want to read you what he wrote. Hold on a second. Well, let me tell you first what happened. So Trump shares the photo. See the eagles beating up the Canadian goose. The goose actually won the fight. The eagle fought the goose for 20 minutes, and the goose was so determined that the eagle just got pissed off and gave up, that the eagle had to leave because the goose wouldn't cave. I mean, literally, it's like a parable. This is like Aesop's fables or something, right? I mean, it's literally a parable. And Trump, of course, because they're so stupid, somebody saw the picture. I mean, it's classic Trump. Somebody on his staff saw the picture and thought, hey, look at the eagle beating up the goose. That's us beating up Canada. And they didn't read the fine print that said, actually, the goose won. It gets even wilder. So the eagle's going to die. The goose apparently had avian flu, and the goose was going to die. Well, because it tussled with the eagle got avian flu as well and is going to now die, the photographer was saying. So, in fact, the eagle committed, on itself by going after the Canadian goose. And it's not going to be with us for much longer. It's like, oh, well. I mean, it's just, I was told geese are really bad. We had some geese near my apartment in New York, and I remember I never knew geese were bad. We never knew geese down here. And I went close there I was walking my dog, and I was bringing her up to the geese because she likes birds. And somebody told me, they said, oh my God, get your dog away from the geese. They're horrible. And I said, you're kidding me. She said, no, they'll attack. They're nasty. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like ducks, my dog loves ducks, and the ducks are cool with her. Well, we're cool with her, but the freaking loved the ducks. This dog loved them. She would get I've got videos of her with the ducks. She'd get all excited and stuff. But the goose thing, yeah, apparently, oh boy. Geese are the honey badgers of the avian community. Exactly. Ukraine gave Musk a medal. I didn't see that. Is that true? Let me see here. Ukraine, Musk. Smart if they did, to be honest. I've got Ukraine Muslims. That's not what I'm looking for. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Keep them coming. Ukraine Muck. Can I spell this correctly? Maybe. Oh, this is funny. Zelensky gives award to Elon Musk for Starlink's role in Ukraine. Okay. Not stupid. Not dumb. That is not dumb. I did not see this. Hold on. President Zelensky on Wednesday awarded Elon Musk Ukraine's Order of Freedom, one of its highest state honors, for his outstanding personal merits in protecting human life and freedom and strengthening ties with the United States. Starlink has become deeply embedded in Ukraine's military operations. Starlink doesn't currently operate over Russian territory, but Zelensky wants Musk to reconsider the policy. That would allow Ukrainian forces to maintain satellite connectivity. Okay, I got you. That's funny. Musk made no immediate comment on the award, which was announced by presidential decree. That's funny. That's very interesting. Okay, that is very interesting. I did not hear about that. Good for them. Zelensky got a puppy and her name is Freya after their defense system. That's cute. That's cute. And Freya is Norse god. Probably why they named it that, I'm guessing. Come on. What are we doing here? Oh, here it is. I told you about the lunar eclipse. Oh, and then there was, and I missed it. I missed the story, but basically the Department of it's all the same story with these people. It's the same story. Trump's people saw another meme they wanted to put up, and they were like, oh my God. Actually, hold on. I'm going to get the story right here. I want to get the story right. Hold on a second. I mean, this just, in every situation, they are the most low IQ people on the planet. In every situation, this is what they do. Hold on. Hang on here. Come on. Come on. I want to find a good description of what happened so I get this right. This should work. Okay. 1 second here. The official Twitter account of the Department of Energy, which is led by former professional wrestling impresario Linda McMahon, posted a short clip from the 2017 film Darkest Hour, in which Gary Oldman won an Oscar for his portrayal of Winston Churchill. World War II, Britain's getting bombed. It's good, from what I remember, it's a good movie, right? Quote, "You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth," Oldman Churchill declares in one scene. The Department of Energy post was captioned, "No one does it like us," followed by a tiger emoji aligning the Trump administration with the big cat. However, this is Yahoo. However, as any high school identified, Sir Winston was referring to that guy from World War II Germany whose name's an H. I don't like to say his name because TikTok doesn't like it. That's who the tiger was. Winston Churchill was talking about the World War II German leader was the tiger, and the Trump people posted it and said, "Hey, we're that tiger." It's like you just compared yourself to the H-man from World War II. They are the dumbest, mustache man, that's a good way to call it. They are the dumbest people. They really are, though. They're just dumb, like the eagle thing. They're just dumb. Again, low IQ. Well, let's talk low IQ. It's supposed to rain here. I hope it's going to rain. It's supposed to get a good storm tonight, hopefully. Anyway, all right, that's it for the news. Let's hang out. Let's hang. There we go. Adjusting my camera so I can sit back and relax a little bit. Here. There we go. There we go. I think I can turn it up a little, maybe. Doop. All right, there we go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. All right. Anyway, Austrian art. Yeah, the Austrian artist. I forget was he wasn't a no. Einstein was the postal worker, right? The Austrian artist was not the postal worker. I always forget who was which. Yes, the H-man designed. Actually, I had a friend years ago who had very eclectic tastes, and he had on his wall a drawing. It was a drawing of a clown, and it was drawn by John Wayne Gacy. And he got it from some woman who had apparently gotten into an exchange by email, by message, by letter when Gacy was in prison. And I forget how Douglas got this, but somehow Douglas bought it from her for nothing. And I mean, it's a crazy piece because it literally, John Wayne Gacy is one of the most famous mass murderer serial killers in American history. He dressed as a clown, and he would do children's birthday parties as a clown, kidnap the children and kill them. And he had dozens of children buried under his house. It was a horrific story. And Douglas had one of his drawings of a clown. I mean, it was like, oh my God, crazy stuff. Anyway, enough of that. Ooh, yeah, crazy stuff. I have nothing like that. Anyway. He designed postage stamps? Who did? The Austrian artist? I thought, no, he wasn't he did work as a postal worker or something because Einstein worked in the patent office, I believe. But the Austrian artist worked in a postal job, I thought. Or something. Hang on. Let me see here. No. Hold on. Yeah, because he was a government functionary. I remember that. Never worked for the post office, though he was given a nominal civil service appointment solely to acquire German citizenship. Okay, I'm thinking of something else then. Okay. Automatically granted him citizenship without requiring him to do actual work. Okay. I don't know what it was then. Something's sounding familiar in my head. Not sure why. Weird. Very weird. Anyway. What else, guys? So now we just kind of hang and talk, whatever you want to talk about. Oh boy. Boy. Oh, what are the Dolly's cup of cake? Yeah, I saw that posted. 1 cup fruit cocktail. Oh my God, 1 cup flour, 1 cup sugar. Ooh, and 1 cup fruit cocktail. That's it? Oh my, that fruit cocktail's going to have a ton of sugar in it. Holy crap. Cooking baking project? I don't know. I made mom's cheesecake in Arizona. That was quite good. Trying to remember. I did make the key lime pie a few days ago, so that's frozen in the freezer because I was eating too much key lime pie. It's quite good, but basically you slice slices, separate them a little bit, put them in the freezer, and once they've frozen, then you can wrap each one individually in plastic. So I did that. See, Andre? But that sounds nasty, WC. 1 cup flour, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup fruit cocktail with the syrup. Ooh, that's a lot of sugar. Man. Wow. It's a lot of sugar. I was just getting OD'd on key lime pie. I was just like, it was a bit much. Tropical Storm Dolly today. It may be good. Ice cream to cut this. Well, ice cream's not gonna. You can just make whipped cream with a very small amount of sugar if you're ever trying to cut the sugar of a recipe. It's cream, so you have that problem too. But hold on. Dolly Parton's cup of cake. What are the ingredients and what are the reviews for it? Do people actually like it or is it too sweet?
Dolly's cup of cake is famously simple. It's a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, and a cup of fruit cocktail with the juice, plus a bit of baking soda or baking powder. You'll often find people adding a pinch of salt or a splash of vanilla. The result is a rustic, soft, and moist cake. As for reviews, it's got a nostalgic charm. People who enjoy old-fashioned desserts tend to love how easy and pantry-friendly it is. But yes, some find it pretty sweet, especially since the fruit cocktail already brings sweetness. If you like a less sweet cake, some folks reduce the sugar or pair it with something tangy, like a whipped cream topping.
But overall, I don't care about how easy it is. Overall, do people tend to like it or do people tend to go, eh?
In general, people who appreciate a classic old-school dessert tend to like it, especially if they grew up with recipes like this. It's cozy, a bit of a throwback, and people who enjoy simple, sweet comfort food often give it warm reviews. But if someone prefers sophisticated or less sweet cakes, they might find it a little one-note. So it's more of an...
Interesting. I would certainly put vanilla in it. It also potentially could use a little bit of almond extract, I would argue, because I think the fruit cocktail, a little bit of almond in there would not be a bad thing. A little leavening and a touch of salt, not a bad idea either. Yeah, because there's no salt in the recipe. Self-rising flour and fruit cocktail in juice in juice versus syrup. Oh, the quote from Steel Magnolias is to use fruit cocktail in juice. Oh, that would be potentially less sweet. I don't know. Self-rising flour means it's got leavening in it, so that's the same idea. Yeah. I'd be afraid it would be a little gross. That's my fear, Dawn. Have you had it? I'm not going to, also the thing is, I don't want to make a whole cake. I'm tempted to try it, but I really don't want to make a whole cake, you know? You know, Tropical Storm Dolly, that's funny. Oh, interesting. Dawn says she tried it once, not again. Yeah. That's my fear, is it might just be a little too much, I think. She also, Dolly Parton had some biscuits too that I wasn't convinced about either. It does sound like a dump cake, yeah. God, I made that horrible cake, for Christmas or whatever it was. I made that horrible cake that is cake mix, pudding mix, and something else, chocolate chips. It was vile. It was like chocolate rubber. It was vile. I was very upset. It was a waste of chocolate chips. You know? Yeah, you could quarter. Actually, this is a recipe you could quarter. You're right, though, because although you still have to buy the damn fruit cocktail. But in juice, it wouldn't be as disgusting, you know? Christmas crackers? No, I don't know what those are. Banana pudding cake sounds good. That does sound good. Could ask about that too. Fruit cocktail has changed. That's a good point. Tell me about Dolly Parton's banana pudding cake.
Dolly Parton's banana pudding cake is one of her newer mixes in collaboration with a baking brand. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A moist cake with the comforting flavors of banana pudding. Typically, it's a banana-flavored cake, and you might see variations where people top it with whipped cream or a pudding layer, sometimes adding vanilla wafers for that classic pudding feel. As for how people react, reviews tend to be quite positive, especially from fans of banana desserts. It's often described as rich, indulgent, and a good shortcut for a nostalgic treat.
What's the basic recipe?
The base recipe for a banana pudding cake typically starts with a banana-flavored cake. If you're making it from scratch, you combine mashed ripe bananas with flour, sugar, eggs, oil or butter, and a leavening agent like baking powder or soda. Many versions also include a bit of vanilla extract or even a banana pudding mix for extra flavor. Once baked, you might layer it with a creamy vanilla or banana pudding, whipped cream, and classic vanilla wafers for texture, just like traditional banana pudding, but in cake form.
Wait, so the recipe itself doesn't necessarily incorporate banana pudding?
Exactly. The cake itself is banana flavored, usually from mashed bananas or a banana mix. The pudding element typically comes into play as a layer or topping, often when assembling the cake, just like how you'd add pudding layers in a banana pudding dessert. So while the cake is banana-centric, the pudding is more of a finishing touch.
Ah, okay. That's different then, yeah. Custard over sliced bananas, that's interesting, okay. I like bananas. You hate bananas, crazy girl. Interesting. It's, yeah, like a banana cream pie kind of. Banana cream pie I do like, I mean, when it's good, you know? You could probably make one from scratch that would be very good. Making your own banana cream, like custard, whoa. No, I like bananas. Real bananas, not the fake stuff. Anyway. Kool-Aid pie? Oh my, that sounds evil. Kool-Aid pie? What did it taste like? Kool-Aid? Is that like one of those sugar pies that you said Kool-Aid as well, or what? You know? The meringue, you mean? Or what do you mean, John? What are you talking about? Water pie, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. It's a water pie with Kool-Aid. Ooh, that sounds a little too nasty. I don't know. Like soupy sales. Bread pudding is to die. The silver palette bread pudding recipe, I think, is fabulous. But you've got to make the sauce that comes with it, the like liquor sauce. The sauce, otherwise the bread pudding's just okay. With the sauce, it's to die for. Even those of us who don't like liquor sauces, to die for. The silver palette bread pudding. Google it. Not very hard to make. Very good. Well, somebody wrote, Gunther said some of those recipes are why French people hate us. My friend Marcus, who is now a French citizen, Marcus McAllister, our American artist, moved to France probably 25, 30 years ago. And Marcus once, wanted to sort of show, he's from Arkansas, and wanted to show Arkansas food to his French friends. So he invited them over for Coke and ketchup chicken. And it's basically, as he described it, it's a pot that you put a chicken in and you fill it with Coca-Cola and ketchup until it covers the chicken, and you boil it for however long you need to boil it. And then you take the chicken out, cut it apart, and the Coke and the ketchup and the chicken form a barbecue sauce. Okay, the funny part, and I even asked our friends, every single French person died for this. They thought it was the most disgusting thing they'd ever heard of, and every one of them was like, it was delicious. Because it basically turned into an amazing barbecue sauce. You know, if you think about it, like Coca-Cola with ketchup boiling down, it would get this sort of barbecue flavor. Oh yeah, I mean, it was. I remember I'd never heard about it. Coke and ketchup chicken. I'd never heard about it. Find me a popular recipe for Coke and ketchup chicken.
I found a popular recipe for Coke and ketchup chicken. It typically involves cooking chicken with a simple sauce made from Coca-Cola and ketchup, which creates a sweet and tangy glaze. The chicken is simmered until tender and the sauce thickens. It's a well-loved comfort dish that's easy to make with a bit of retro flair.
So basically, is it Coke and ketchup in a pan or in a pot, and then you just put the chicken in it and cook it?
That's pretty much it. You usually brown the chicken first, then combine Coke and ketchup, often with a splash of soy sauce or a pinch of seasoning for extra flavor. You simmer it all together in one pot until the chicken is cooked through and the sauce thickens into a glossy glaze. Simple, sweet, and sticky.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He said he just dumped the chicken in the pot and covered it with Coke and ketchup and called it a day. Yeah, very funny stuff. I'd never heard of it. Apparently it's famous in the South. Thank you, Chuck, for the gift. Or, you know, well, he's in it from Arkansas, but he was like, oh yeah, very well known back then, down there. I was like, oh my God. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, I do like ketchup, but Coca-Cola cooking, whew, man. Then again, for one meal, why not, you know? You're from Arkansas? Did you grow up knowing about this? I'd never heard about it, like, until Marcus mentioned it. Marcus. Coke to make pulled pork. I mean, again, it's got that kind of dark, deep, spicy kind of taste to it. I could imagine that. You know, I would only worry about it adding too much sugar. That would be my fear. You know, that would be my fear. But you just follow a recipe and get it right. You know, Mexican Coke, exactly. May not matter at that point. Yeah, because it would almost a caramel kind of thing, you know? Beer can chicken? I mean, you could. I don't know if that necessarily appeals to me, but you certainly could, you know? Anyway. Oh, no rain. Nope, no rain yet. No rain yet. Oh, well. Oh, so yes, guys, remember the eclipse is tonight in North America. Total eclipse for the moon on the East Coast at 12:13 a.m. Obviously, that means Midwest is 11:13, Mountains 10:13, Pacific is 9:13 p.m. Thank you, M-Stamp. But we've got clouds and rain, so I don't think we'll be able to see anything. But it's a total eclipse out here, almost a total eclipse by you guys. But for the East Coast, it's supposed to be a red total, like total eclipse where the moon turns red, which should be really cool. I've seen those before. So I know it's cloudy here in DC, exactly. But for the rest of you on the East Coast, look for it. Could be good. It's a little late, but, you know, total eclipse of the heart, exactly, gone through. The trial's closing. I remember which trial user. There's a couple today. There was another court installment today about the Kennedy Center stuff. Not much came of it, but still. Clancy, I'm not up on that. I think I saw a story about this, some woman or something. I pulled it up and I wasn't familiar with it. I want to say some woman or something. I'm not, although that's a good 50% guess. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think we're out of luck on this one, unfortunately. So, alas and alack. It's a woman, yeah. Yeah, I just saw some article, but I didn't know who she was, and I went, okay, whatever. Whatever. I've got friends who like to watch these trials. Oh, today's your birthday, JTA. I missed that. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, it's supposed to be one of those red eclipses if you're on the East Coast. So, beyond that, it depends where you are. I never remember where you are. You slide the whole chicken over a full can of beer on the grill? I'm not sure what that means. I thought you were in Germany, yeah. But you can see it in Germany too? You're not going to get a full eclipse though, I assume. I'm assuming it's only over us, but I don't know. Well, it's going to be morning there anyway. By 12 o'clock, I think it's already going to be 7 a.m. in Germany. You're out of luck. 12 a.m., okay. But you get a full eclipse? Or you don't get a full eclipse, do you? I'm assuming if we've got it, it means other people don't have a full. I don't know. I don't know. Ukrainian recipes? I would try some of those. You get to see the red moon. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's fun. That's fun. I can see it. I've seen the red moon before. It's been fun. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've actually made any Ukrainian recipes. I don't think so. I've had Ukrainian food. It was very good. Those vareshniki, maybe? Is that the right word? There were these little dumplings that were very good with like sour cream. Oh my God. It's the words like what I just said, I think. But they were these little Ukrainian vareniki. Okay, very good. Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. The red moon. It was very cool. Very good Ukrainian dumplings. Yep. I mean, pierogi, I'm sure, is the Polish or whatever, right? Yeah. But really, they were very tasty. I think they were served with caramelized onions, maybe, and sour cream. I think. Very good. So, anyway. Vareniki, exactly. Yep. So. Oh, la 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 la. Anyway. What else, guys? Anything? Only a couple more minutes, and then we're calling quits. Calling it quits. Yeah, I don't know if I've made dumplings. I don't think I've made dumplings. Because they're cooked, boiled first? What because they're cooked? What do you mean? Are you saying the name? Does the name Vareniki mean something or what? Greek Mediterranean is hot on TikTok? Ole. Fingers. Chicken and dumplings? No, never. Hello, chicken and dumplings. Remember the Bisquick commercial? Bisquick, never could stand Bisquick. The biscuits were terrible. Pancakes were a decent fallback, but the biscuits, I mean, when I was younger, I think I bought Bisquick because it was easy for pancakes and stuff, but I didn't really like those either. Oh, I mean, I eat like a pig. I'm just lucky that I'm not bigger. Um, hmm. Variti. Interesting. Anyway, well, we are almost done here. News on Kennedy Center? No, there was the lawsuit. They were meeting today in court to talk about Trump trying to put his name on it and everything. Cooked up. Okay, cooked. Got you. Ah, okay. So, variti means cooked. Okay. But I don't know what's up with it. Yeah. Ugh. Great for strawberry shortcake. Yeah, I could see that. I could imagine that. It making that the right kind of biscuits for strawberry shortcake. Yeah. No, very true. Actually, I have a very good biscuit recipe. I may make some more soon. I haven't made my biscuits in a while, but I've still got some of my sourdough bread, so I've had like enough. I made some sourdough pancakes that lasted me for 5 days, so I've got like enough food otherwise. Anyway. Thanks, Fallen. But I don't know. My wardrobe? What do you mean? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean. Why? You mean shirts get worn out or what? I'm not sure what you mean. The biscuit recipe is, let me look. Whose biscuit recipe is it? It's good. It's still difficult to figure out when it's ready, but it's the best that I've found. Being a northerner, it's the best one that I've found. Let's see here. It's America's Test Kitchen recipe. Yeah. It's the American Test Kitchen recipe. Yeah. Let's see here. It's very good. Let me see here. Do not automatically back up photos. Maybe later. Oh my God, stop it. Oh, actually, this will work. Really? How are you not letting me do a full screen of this? I may be able to show you the picture of my recipe. Oh, what happened there? What the hell was that? Hold on. Biscuit. Now, why is it not letting me? I just want to like expand it. This is driving me crazy. I'm trying to show it full frame and it's not letting me, which is really weird. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me show full frame. That's very strange. Well, hold on. Save to device. Maybe that'll do it. Let's see. Oh, save to files. Oh my God, you're so annoying. Convert image. Will it let me convert it to a JPEG? Let's see. All right. I don't know what the hell this is doing. Hold on. I'm trying to show you guys the damn recipe and it's being very difficult. Save to device. We'll try one more time here. Actually, let me text it to myself. That should do it. Now I can, computers. Now I should be able to open it up and show you the recipe and you can do a screenshot. Here we go. All right. Oh, is it gonna like, seriously? Come on. It's cutting off. Oh no, it's actually the whole recipe. Okay. This is the whole recipe. I would say it's the best recipe I have found for buttermilk biscuits. I'm only going to wait maybe 15 seconds. Copy the screen if you'd like it. It's very good. Now, I am not an expert, of course, right? I'm from Chicago, Greek, but they're the best buttermilk biscuits I've ever had. For you guys, well, here, for the guys on the vertical screen, you might be in trouble. For the horizontal screen, see if that's good enough for the horizontal screen. All right, grab it if you need to. And then for the vertical, that might be clear on the vertical, I don't know. You can see if it is. All right. All right, going once, twice, thrice. Yeah, so there you go. It's a great recipe. I love this recipe. It's a great recipe. Very easy to make, very good. Again, you know, I've tried many buttermilk biscuit recipes. It's the only one I've been happy with. It's still not perfect, but what do you do? You know, I mean, what do you do? You know, it is what it is. But anyway. But anyway, final thing about the clothes. So a lot of the shirts like this one I keep in good condition because I don't wear it a lot. I wear it, but I wear it for the show, and I occasionally wear it in the summer. So like a number of my shirts I have just for the show. Like my polo shirts, I made several of them. I mean, I dyed them for the show. So I don't wear them much other than for this show. That's why the color stays, you know, pretty much. Don't wear your clothes and they'll stay in good condition. So anyway, yeah, somebody try the recipe and let me know. If you find dinosaur parts in Arizona, you cannot keep them, I believe. You can keep them if you find them on private property, but of course you have to have permission of the person on the private property. So I don't trust me on this, but that's what I remember. So, you know, it's generally speaking, no. Because the other problem is the other place you would find them is public land, and the public land are public parks. So you wouldn't be able to take them from there either. I'm sure people have, but, you know, you're not supposed to. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get going, guys. It's 7:20 almost. So have a good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern, and then Saturday is Coffee Talk, where we hang out with the monthly subscribers. So join us then as well if you're a monthly subscriber. Otherwise, I will see you guys, Kalinichtasas, and I will see you guys mañana. All right? All right, let me, Zoom, Discord. Goodbye, Discord. Bye, Amanda. Thank you. Let's see. YouTube and Instagram and Substack. You're next. Bye-bye.